Let's say we speak about.
I am non-fungible.
I am non-fungible as well.
Is it legal?
Synthetics? Yes and no. It depends on where you're living.
FIA मेहदी फारूक आज रात फ्लाइट लेके बाहर जा रहे हैं, तो आप इनके पीछे मत जाइए.
हाँ, तो टोकनमेट्रिक्स में मैं जो ex-CEO है, इस पे अभी लॉ सूट भी फाइल हुआ है. He's like
बड़े तुम कोई खड्डे करके निकले हो वहाँ से यार.
For that matter, Dogecoin, Elon Musk, he owns a lot of it. उसको कुत्ते पे गुस्सा आया, उसने भेज दिया. Yeah, it's a very volatile market. Just discount cost average. Yeah, and I think that's the best strategy. Even I do that. Nobody, like, if somebody comes and tells you, okay, कल तो इतने का होगा, चुतिया बना रहे.
हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम, वेलकम टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ द पाकिस्तान एक्सपीरियंस. अगर आपको मेरी आवाज़ नेज़ल लग रही है तो हम सुबह सुबह आए हुए हैं, लेकिन हमारे बैरूनी मुल्कों से अगर मेहमान आते हैं तो हम उनके लिए सुबह उठ जाते हैं. मेहदी फारूक, हाउ आर यू डूइंग?
गुड.
आपने लिखा है एक्स सीनियर एनालिस्ट एट टोकेनॉमिक्स, तो आपने छोड़ दी?
मैंने खैर नहीं छोड़ा,
निकाल दिया गया.
या.
तो आपने अब ये टूर, आप पाकिस्तान इसलिए आए, क्यों निकाला मुझे?
नहीं, 3-4 महीने पहले मुझे जॉब मिल गई एनिमोका ब्रांड्स में.
कोई लेटर लाए? एक लेटर आया टोकेनॉमिक्स को.
तो उन्होंने ऑफर जॉब कर दी. तो उसमें I can be a digital nomad. I can work from anywhere. I can work from Dubai, UK, Pakistan. So I'm here now and visiting family and just working from here.
That's very good यार. हम आज वक्त का मुकाबला सख्त है आपके साथ, तो हमने काफ़ी एडवांस बातें लास्ट टाइम कर ली थी जो सर के ऊपर से गुजर गई थी, तो आज कोशिश करते हैं ज़रा सिंप्लीफाई करते हैं. ये क्रिप्टो क्या है?
Yeah, good question. I would say a lot of people still don't know what crypto is. Even I'm still figuring out. What it's trying to do is disrupt a lot of industry. In a very simplistic way, what we're trying to do with crypto and Web3 is trying to disrupt the middle person. Anything that has a middle person, any application which requires trust, cryptos could disrupt kar raha hai. So for example, right now we have YouTube. What is YouTube? YouTube is a platform that sits in the middle, allows creator to create content and consumer to consume content, and uses data from both and sells it to advertisers and makes money. But what if I give you a proposition that instead of having a middle person who makes money in the middle, we disrupt that, we remove that, और वो जो भी पैसा कमा रहे हैं, we give it back to either the content creator or the person who is consuming the content.
मुझे मिल रहा है YouTube का पैसा, मैं तो बड़ा खुश हो जाऊँ.
Yeah, so I think later down the podcast we can even talk about how we can convert Pakistan Experience into a DAO, into a crypto company, and we can even try to launch your own social token. So एक interesting application थी. I don't know if it's legal now. It was created by Deso. तो Elon Musk और बहुत सारे जो different Twitter के leaders थे, उनके social tokens निकाल दिए. So depending on their Twitter followers, the token price will increase in value or decrease in price. And people were speculating कि कौन next Twitter following में या जिसके पास ज़्यादा social clout होगा, उसके हिसाब से उसके token की price vary कर रही थी.
Sounds very Black Mirror.
Yeah. So anything that has a middle person in between, or intermediary, crypto can disrupt that. Anything that has a trust assumption, it can disrupt that. So सबसे obvious application थी वो थी monetary system पाकिस्तान का नहीं, दुनिया का monetary system. कि you have a central bank in the middle who decides when to increase interest rate, decrease interest rate, और उनकी वजह से पूरी economy में fluctuations आती हैं. उसकी वजह से you can print money out of thin air, and उसकी वजह से आपके पास hyperinflation हो सकता है, deflation हो सकता है, whatever. So the first application, the true application, at least in that sense, was Bitcoin, that we don't require a currency that is controlled by anyone. It's decentralized. It's controlled by people who are actually putting in the work to mine it. So that was the first use case. फिर उसके बाद विटालिक साहब को ये ध्यान आया कि how about we move beyond money and we think about applications. Any application that has trust in middle, we can try to disrupt it. So if you look at different like big companies right now, FANGs, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, what they're what they do is they make you the product. How they make you the product? They gather all of your information. वो information से उन्हीं के पास रहती है. They convert that information, that data into information and analysis and insights by AI, and then sells it to advertisers, and advertisers target you. So privacy के भी concern आते हैं. Business model maybe it's difficult to disrupt them, and basically with Ethereum and some of the L1s and some of the other smart contracts, we are basically trying to replace that. So in a very simplistic way, anything that has a trust assumption or anything that has a middleman in between, crypto and Web3 can disrupt that.
So decentralized, basically P2P network verify करेगा आप या मैं verify नहीं करेंगे, right?
Yes.
Last I remember आप masters कर रहे थे blockchain में.
Yes.
कर लिया आपने?
नहीं किया.
अब तक कर रहे हैं. इतना time लग गया.
Yeah, just busy with work, and I think last time we spoke it has been 7 months. मेरा इरादा 2 साल का था. And the funny thing is now I'm trying to pivot towards Metaverse. उनके जो course थे तो उसमें blockchain के भी course थे. I thought they were easy. It wasn't that useful, so I'm now trying to pivot towards Metaverse. So masters in Metaverse. 7 महीने के बाद decide किया कि चलो ये हटा के Metaverse के उस पे आते हैं.
और आप ऑलरेडी एक MSc आई थिंक कर चुके हैं ना फाइनेंस?
हाँ, फाइनेंस एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट में.
तो ये जो लफ्ज भारी हैं अगेन लोगों को समझ नहीं आते. ब्लॉकचेन क्या है?
Again, a system that allows people to verify transaction, any kind of transaction. It could be monetary transaction or it could be anything that has value in a trustless way. And when that happens, we have a ledger, a digital ledger that everybody has a copy of. So again, blockchain is just a technology that allows disruption of middle person, allows हम दोनों के बीच में कोई अगर transaction हो रही है, there isn't a cameraman involved. We just do the transaction and it's there. It's instantaneous. It gets settled and there is no middle person. And I think if you look at the world around you, I would say 80 to 90% of the businesses around have a middle person, has a middleman. So the target market for things it can disrupt is huge. Another issue is internet doesn't have a value layer on top of it. Memes hai. For example, you can send memes, but who is the owner of the meme? How can you monetize it? How you can rent it out and things like that? This hasn't been figured out. And because of blockchain, these things are starting to appear. Like these are things that can be done now because you have a immutable ledger. Just ledger में हर चीज़ record होती है. So if Shehzad ने meme बनाई, he charged Mehdi $100 and Mehdi sold it to someone else for $200. But that ledger will have that record. Since Shehzad was the creator of it, whenever that transaction gets done, he might even get a commission 5% for the rest of the life. This is where we get into NFTs.
Non-fungible tokens. बड़ा मजाक उड़ाया जाता है कि यार मैं जो ये तस्वीर मुफ्त में डाउनलोड कर लूँ इंटरनेट की, ये किसी ने 2 मिलियन की क्यों ख़रीदी है? क्या है NFTs और क्यों वो स्कैम नहीं है?
अच्छा, so NFTs again non-fungible token. If you look at the world around you, again 80 to 90% of things are non-fungible. Non-fungible in the sense कि it's different. It has a unique characteristics. So ये जो हम mic में बात कर रहे हैं, these are more fungible because you have one model that is produced 100,000 times. But let's say we speak about.
I am non-fungible.
I am non-fungible as well. हाँ तो non-fungible में ये it's very different. Like it's difficult to separate out. So for example जो घर हैं, those are non-fungible. हर घर का architecture different है, हर घर की design different है. So anything that has an element of uniqueness to it is non-fungible. So typically all of your art has some kind of a flavor attached to it, वो non-fungible है. Now when we think about NFTs, हमारे first जो application आई थी वो आई थी PFP project. Artist ने कुछ JPEGs बनाई, ज़्यादातर बंदरों की, apes की, because it's part of the culture in crypto के let's say if you like a project, you ape in without thinking, so it got viral. But now some of these projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's a $1 billion company, believe it or not. And they're trying to disrupt Disney by becoming a decentralized IP play. So हम वो apes का मजाक उड़ा रहे थे, उसकी merchandising में वो revenue कमा रहे हैं, उसकी game बन रही है. There's a metaverse called Other Side Metaverse where you can go and hang out with your friends and the ape you have becomes an avatar inside that game. So it started off like art projects, but now it's getting into membership, community membership. जैसे आगा खान जुमखाना की एक membership pass होती है, इसी तरीके से you have this pass now which is represented by NFTs, और उसकी utility in game में भी है. Like you can, like, let's say if you have a JPEG in one game, in another game it will be a sword. So you have these types of application emerging, but the underlying technology of it is something which I think is very disruptive. Again, 80%, 90% of things around us doesn't require a middleman, and 80 to 90% of assets around us are non-fungible in nature. So again,
जो आप बात कर रहे हैं बोर्ड एप या क्लब की, एक स्टोन एप्स भी है, तो ये तो सोशल क्लाउड को यूज़ करके अगर आप मर्चेंडाइजिंग की बात कर रहे हैं, दे आर गोइंग टू मेक मनी, बट द NFT इटसेल्फ उसकी क्या वैल्यू है, राइट? अगर कोई ख़रीदता है एक पीपल 6 मिलियन, आई मीन अगर मैं कोई स्टारी नाइट ख़रीदता है फॉर वॉट एवर 100 मिलियन, वो एक स्टारी नाइट है. यस, उसके 1000 प्रिंट्स बना सकते हैं, सदर में उसकी बेडशीटें भी मिल रही हैं, बट वो स्टारी नाइट नहीं है, वो पेंटिंग नहीं है जो वैन गो ने बनाई थी. तो वो जो लगी हुई है, अगर न्यूयॉर्क में लगी हुई है स्टारी नाइट, वो एक ही है. आप भले उसके प्रिंट कर लें, कॉपी कर लें, इंटरनेट से डाउनलोड कर लें, वो स्टारी नाइट नहीं है. सो विद NFT it's the exact same thing, right? That JPEG that you, yes, on paper, in the blockchain technology, in the ledger, कि ये मेहदी फारूक की है, लेकिन अगर वो मैं डाउनलोड करके अपनी प्रोफाइल पिक्चर लगा लूँ तो कोई मतलब ट्विटर तो नहीं रोकेगा ना मुझे. लोग भले भेजते रहे मैसेजेस, हाँ अब वो वेरीफाई कर रहे हैं, बट इन जनरल अगर मैं व्हाट्सएप की लगा लूँ फ़र्क तो नहीं पड़ता.
बट द सेम आर्ग्यूमेंट गोज़, आपने मोनालिसा की पेंटिंग अपने ट्विटर की प्रोफाइल पे लगा दी है, दैट डजंट मीन यू हैव द
मोनालिसा, राइट?
या सो आई थिंक होता ये है, द मोर पीपल दैट कॉपी इट, सिंस वी लिव इन अ वर्ल्ड वेयर everything is attention is scarce, हमारे पास टाइम कम है, attention is scarce, so the more a thing gets attention, the more virality of it increases. So even though you don't have a Mona Lisa and other people are just putting Mona Lisa as your profile picture, a lot of eyeballs goes there and the value of it over the period of time increases. So same with JPEG. So we talk about 10,000 JPEG, but there are a lot of JPEG that are just one-on-one. एक original artist ने एक painting बनाई, he sold it off, and then whenever it gets resold and whenever some people are just copy pasting that image, उसके art की value बढ़ रही है, and because of that he or she will earn for the rest of their life 2%, 5%, 10% loyalty fees. So NFT में एक और भी चीज़ आ गई.
NFT की क्या कोई यूटिलिटी इन ऑफ इटसेल्फ तो नहीं है. इट्स जस्ट दैट ये 5 लाख की थी, मैंने खरीदी है. It's just that bharam, right?
It depends what's on top of the NFT. So NFT in itself is just a technology that allows a unique thing to be on blockchain. And after that unique thing is on the blockchain, throughout the rest of the life, there will be, we can do things with, जैसे programming में हम चीज़ें कर सकते हैं, we can make that programmable. So whenever it gets resold, there's a 5-10% to commission. Apart from that, NFTs are nothing. उसके
Even आपने जो gaming की बात की, मैंने कुछ gaming कोडर से बात की थी, उन्होंने बोला ये नहीं होता कि अगर एक गेम है उसका अपना यूनिक कोड होता है, तो उससे लाइक अगर GTA में आपके पास एक NFT है तो इट्स नॉट लाइक आप टेकन खेल रहे होंगे तो वो उसमें स्वॉर्ड बन जाएगी.
ये हो रहा है.
I spoke to gaming coders, they said नहीं, ये इस तरह नहीं होता.
The next leg of crypto, like crypto is still very nascent. The next leg of crypto is interoperability. कि एक blockchain है, एक blockchain दूसरे blockchain से किस तरह communicate कर रहा है. And I can give you a lot of examples where this has started to happen. With Bored Ape Yacht Club, there are multiple metaverse projects where if you take your Bored Ape Yacht Club to other metaverses, it does something. It could be either a membership pass, it could represent a gun, it could represent an avatar. बड़े NFTs के साथ ये होना शुरू हो गया.
उन्होंने probably they program that in ना कि अच्छा चलो वेरीफाई कर लो, इसके पास ये है तो फिर इधर अलग कोड ले लो. But it's not like वो it's automatic through the technology.
नहीं, it's not automatic through the technology. It's I think smart contract के जरिए होता है, and it's still very nascent. It requires a lot of work. The thing is NFT came into creation, उसकी hype बनी 2 साल पहले. Technology was there 3 साल पहले. So give it 5 years, 10 years, and you'll see very interesting application. I can speak to you about how fashion and horse breeding and all of these kind of.
Horse breeding हम नहीं बात करेंगे, इस तरह की गंदी बातें. पाकिस्तान एक्सपीरियंस आपको पता है कि हम एक फैमिली शो. We had Atif Mia on recently. Don't quote me on this, but मुझे लगता है कि उनकी काफ़ी लोगों ने पूछा था उनको क्रिप्टो के बारे में पूछो, मुझे टाइम नहीं मिला, बट जहाँ तक मुझे पता है उनकी राय क्रिप्टो के बारे में ये है कि इट्स अ सोल्यूशन लुकिंग फॉर अ प्रॉब्लम.
I don't think so. A lot of the problems you see around, like global inflation, like I'll start with the money application. You see this problem that central banks around the world have too much autonomy. What is the solution to that? It's a problem that we, like, last 30-40 years a lot of people have. Uska solution kya hai? Like the dominance of US dollar. Let's say even if your economy is amazing, but something bad happens in the world, dollar automatically gains power because it's the reserve currency of the world. Her commodity is priced in dollar. So when you give this much power to few entities in the world, that creates issue. Apart from that, I don't know Atif Mia ka kya point of view hai, but this is for a fact that Facebook, Amazon, Apple, all of these big tech giants, they have a monopoly and they're extracting value. That's why they're trillions of dollars. So, yeah. So, what is the solution? What is the antithesis of it? What's the next best alternative we have? It's through this technology trying to disrupt these giants or trying to address these problems. In fact, I'll go and even say to this end, that even our democracy has a problem. And in crypto, there are being experiments done through DAOs. Okay, how do we actually run governance? So one of the things I do on my job is think about like DAO ki governance kis tarah hogi. Like, is it like one token, one vote? Is it like, okay, you stake your token for 2 years to kind of show commitment and then your vote gets accepted? So I think it's very disruptive and it's very difficult technology to wrap your head around. And I think आपके साथ जब तक कोई experiences खुद नहीं हुए होंगे, आप उससे resonate नहीं कर सकते. So I'll give you few things that happened to me personally that made me go into this rabbit hole. So in around 2018, I got into Cambridge. मैं कंटिन्यू नहीं कर पाया. उस ज़माने में इमरान खान की हुकूमत आई थी. डिप्रिशिएट हो गया डॉलर, रुपीज़ डिप्रिशिएट हो गया 30%. एंड माई डैड हैज़ ए इम्पोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट बिजनेस. उनके अकाउंट फ्रीज हो गए एंड आई हैड इशू मेकिंग द पेमेंट. When a government or your financial institution has this much power that they can freeze accounts and in few days the currency can just go down the drain, उसके repercussions होते हैं. Like I couldn't carry forward my education after that. I had to take a gap year. उसके बाद when COVID happened, I came to Pakistan and my background is in equity research. मुझे समझ आ रहा था कि ये stocks, it's very cheap, it's dirt cheap. Like Apple, Amazon, 40-50% discount. I was like, okay, मैंने थोड़ा सा job करके कुछ कमाया है. Let's just put $3,000-4,000 there and it can do well. Since I am in Pakistan, I came in Pakistan. I tried to invest through a platform, interactive broker. इन्होंने करने नहीं दिया. Like was like, oh, there's too much volatility right now, and you're from an emerging market, you cannot do that. But then after a few months, I started seeing some of the applications of crypto. कि जो stock investing में broker के जरिए कर सकता था, I can do it in a decentralized way through application like Synthetics. I can buy Apple stock, staying in Pakistan without doing KYC, and do that 24/7 जब भी मेरा दिल चाहे.
Is it legal?
Synthetics? Yes and no. It depends on where you're living.
FIA मेहदी फारूक आज रात फ्लाइट लेके बाहर जा रहे हैं, तो आप इनके पीछे मत जाइए.
I think एक और इशू है, पाकिस्तान में बैन भी नहीं है. Like this is the thing. It's not legal, but it's not illegal.
ये जानबूझ के करते हैं ताकि जब इनको जो करना हो, जब इनको किसी को पकड़ना हो तो पकड़ लें, जब ना पकड़ना हो तो ना पकड़ लें. ये vagueness is not ineptitude, it's by design.
Yes. I also think the technology is going so far ahead. I think regulators cannot catch up at the moment. They don't even understand what's happening. सिर्फ पाकिस्तान की बात नहीं कर रहा, even Americans, they're still figuring it out. हाँ, तो Tokenomics में मेरा जो ex-CEO है, इस पे अभी lawsuit भी फाइल हुआ है. He's like,
बड़े तुम कोई खड्डे करके निकले हो वहाँ से यार. कोई डिस्कशन से रेलेवेंसी नहीं थी इस बात की. मेरे ex-CEO हैं जिन पे lawsuit भी फाइल हुआ है, ये ऐसी बस एक जैब के लिए डाल दिया.
सुनो तो सही, तो उस पे lawsuit फाइल हुआ है, मगर उसके एक क्लॉज में डाल दिया कि Ethereum के ज़्यादातर नोट्स अमेरिका में हैं. Hence Ethereum is not centralized and all the transaction of Ethereum should be censored in America. आप सोच देखो ना, like if they want to censor Ethereum, they're using that lawsuit to kind of move forward towards their agenda. I still don't think regulators have any idea what to do with it. I think with Bitcoin established, it's very decentralized. America it will become a commodity. Ethereum पे debate हो रही है, XRP पे भी debate हो रही थी, and XRP by the way won the lawsuit. Again, not one of the projects I associate myself with, but they won this lawsuit against SEC that it's not a security, it's a commodity. So I think even in early 80s, 90s when credit card was there, I think credit card aa gaya, but the regulation came after 10-15 years once people realize what it is and how it can be used.
So ये सारी बातें कहने को बहुत खूबसूरत लगती हैं, and I agree with you. अभी मैं एक मुल्क भी देख रहा था, वहाँ सड़क के किनारे वो करेंसी से आर्ट बनाते हैं, origami type, because it's cheaper to use notes than it is to use paper, literally. वो इतने सस्ती उनकी करेंसी है कि वो उसका origami बना के बेच रहे होते हैं. So yes, this can happen to currencies. Yes, currencies plummet. पीस पे टर्की के मसले आ रहे थे, and then obviously अगर जंग शंग हो जाए तो अफगानिस्तान में क्या होता है करेंसी का, सारी बातें हमने देखी हैं, सारी बातें सच हैं. But then Luna happens. So
yeah, Luna was an interesting one. By the way, I was also investing in it.
मैं अभी बिल भेजने वाला हूँ आपको, जो मैंने पैसे डुबाए हैं ना लूना में.
लूना में कौन सा खरीदा था? UST लिया था या लूना क्लासिक लिया था?
अब हो गया ना, पहले तो एक ही था.
हाँ, लूना था और एक UST था. अच्छा, तो लूना इस तरह से ऑपरेट करता है. What they did was they were like, okay, अमेरिका की पावर है, हिगोमनी है करेंसी पे, let's use American dollar as a stable coin. So they issued a stable coin called UST.
वो तो 1-to-1 था ना.
1-to-1 with American dollar. And they were like,
वो नहीं लिया था मैंने, लूना लिया था.
So Luna ने कहा कि you know what, this UST is equal. उसको हम इस तरह से डिज़ाइन करेंगे कि the backing of that UST will be based on the economy of Luna. Luna के ऊपर एक economy बना दी. उसमें there was a protocol called Mirror, again synthetic stocks. एक protocol था Anchor जिसमें आप lending, borrowing कर सकते थे, saving कर सकते थे. There were few video games being built and all of that. So the thesis was कि ये economy है, इस economy के backed एक currency है UST, and that UST it's linked with US dollar. हुआ ये, they kind of messed up in one area. उन्होंने थोड़ी सी पॉन्जी इस लगा दी customer acquisition cost के लिहाज से. They were giving 20% interest rate, fixed interest rate on US dollar. So everybody who was using Luna was using with the idea that मुझे 20% interest rate मिल रहा है and I'll just buy Luna and it's good. हुआ ये, the collateral, the value of Luna and UST में ये था कि Luna was 2x, 3x higher than the UST. So आपको ऐसा था कि let's say if I have UST $1, I have a backing of $2-3 worth of dollars inside Luna. पर हुआ ये कि Fed ने interest rate hike करना start किया. People started pulling money out in panic. और जो Luna की economy थी, it started to shrink. And वो जो shrinkage की जो space थी, it just exacerbated because उन्होंने 20% की ponzi रखी हुई थी, and majority of the money was in that saving part of things. And because of that, there came a moment where Luna was worth less than how many UST dollars were out there in circulation, and because of that, the economy collapsed. I thought it was a brilliant experiment.
पूरी दुनिया के पैसे डूब गए, लोगों की सेविंग्स बर्बाद हो गई. पूरी दुनिया के मजा आया, एक्सपेरिमेंट अच्छा था.
60 बिलियन का वो प्रोटोकॉल था. I think this could have worked if there wasn't too much reliance on their saving protocol. But if you think about it, real life economies है.
लूना वाले का क्या नाम है? क्वान जो है, ये पहले भी ये कर चुका था.
हाँ, वो हमें नहीं पता था.
So एक आदमी जो पहले भी स्कैम कर चुका है, उसने इतनी बड़ी स्कैम की, 60 बिलियन डबा दिए दुनिया में लोगों के, and you're like, क्या मजा आया, एक्सपेरिमेंट अच्छा था.
I don't think it was a scam. It was a thought experiment, and everything was laid down in white paper. जो हुआ था उसको कहते हैं death spiral, कि Luna going, like the market cap going lower than the UST. I read the white paper and a lot of people knew the risk. If you're buying at $1 and it goes to $110, and then even then you're not satisfied with the growth and you're like, let's take it to $1,000 by just growing Luna as fast as possible. I think that's where they got it wrong. The second part they got it wrong was over reliance. VC के पैसे उठा के savings protocol में डाल दिए and giving people 20% interest. I think that's where they got it wrong. But if you think of it, Pakistan की economy, America की economy is no different. Like you have a currency which is backed by an economy. You have US dollar which is backed by US dollar as well as external hard power like military हो गई, US dollar की खुद की power हो गई, soft power हो गई Hollywood.
बिल्कुल.
लूना में भी यही था. It wasn't there wasn't a difference. The only difference was थोड़ा सा Ponzi इन्होंने डाल दिया था with 20% interest.
देखें अब हम सब PKR में ऑपरेट करते हैं, हम सबके पास पैसे हैं, हम सब ने लेके रखे हुए हैं. अब अंदर से ये लोग जो भी करते हैं, नंबर्स फच करते हैं. अभी डिफ़ॉल्ट की तरफ भी हम जा रहे थे, मसले मसाइल हैं. So if tomorrow PKR goes to zero and experts are like, हमें तो पता था, हमें तो नज़र आ रहा था, but for the common people of Pakistan हमको तो नहीं पता ना कि PKR के पीछे क्या चल रहा है. So in the broader community, I think crypto lost a lot of trust because of Luna. कि it was what in top 5 coins में से आ चुका था, नहीं top 10 coin, one of the top 10 coin plus UST को stable coin. स्टेबल कॉइन है जी, स्टेबल, ये तो 1-to-1 स्टेबल कॉइन है. तो वो एक आइडिया कि जी मार्केट फ्लक्चुएशन पे भी नहीं आएगा, स्टेबल कॉइन है. लूना एक इतना टॉप 10 प्रोजेक्ट है, इतना उस पर काम हो रहा है, आपने ऑलरेडी बोला 60 बिलियन, एंड देन इट जस्ट ऑलमोस्ट ओवरनाइट वेंट टू ज़ीरो. सो वो जो ट्रस्ट क्रिप्टो पे कैसे आएगा? ये बातें करने का तो अच्छी हैं कि डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड है, कोई गवर्नमेंट नहीं आ सकती, कोई बैंक नहीं आ सकता बीच में, देन बट समथिंग लाइक दिस हैपेंस लिटरली ओवरनाइट.
See, I feel bad for retail people who just bought it without knowing what it was. Firstly, it wasn't a stable coin. It was an algorithmic stable coin. Stable coin adjusting to algorithm based on what's Luna doing. In essence, what's actually a stable coin is USDC या USDT. कि बैंक अकाउंट में $10 billion है और आप $10 billion का market cap है. So that's stable. Like you have dollar backing dollar. So this wasn't a stable coin. ये है कि बहुत सारे लोगों को चूना लगाया, उसमें YouTube influencers का भी
लूना ने चूना लगा दिया सबको.
उसमें YouTube influencers का भी है. But that being said, I know a lot of लोग जो when this was happening, they were warning people that, okay, this is how it works. You should be careful. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Again, this is a risk. This is a nascent industry. If you're looking for, like, you're not looking for 2x return, 3x return. You're like people over here are looking for 10x, 100x return, which is toxic, by the way. But anything in life has risk. Equity has risk. पाकिस्तान की equity 2017
की बात ही नहीं कर रहा. आप जो कह रहे हैं कि जो हमारे दुनिया के मसले हैं जो क्रिप्टो सॉल्व कर सकता है, then हम वही मसले क्रिप्टो में भी देखते हैं. तो इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट क्रिप्टो इटसेल्फ इज द सोल्यूशन. इट्स दैट जो लोग नॉर्मल करेंसी में कुत्ते के बच्चे हैं, वो क्रिप्टो में आके भी कुत्ते के बच्चे ही होते हैं. तो ये जो कुत्ते के बच्चे हैं, हु हैव ऑल द पावर एंड ऑल द मनी, व्हाई डू यू थिंक क्रिप्टो विल सेव अस? नो, दे विल ओन दैट एज वेल एंड दे विल डू द सेम शिट.
Okay, so again, this is a debate on centralization versus decentralization. If you come to a point when a protocol is sufficiently decentralized, there is no one entity controlling it. Bitcoin, Satoshi भी अब कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकता. Etherium, Vitalik के पास फाउंडेशन है, उसके इशारों पे लोग कुछ एक्शन कर सकते हैं, but even Vitalik cannot control it. So we are heading towards a direction where protocols are becoming sufficiently decentralized and the token holders can govern कि क्या होना चाहिए. Now, in case of Terra Luna, it was, everybody knew this. It was a very centralized operation. वो लोग तो जैसे करेंसी मार्केट में स्टेट बैंक खरीद और फरोख्त करती है, लूना वालों ने LFG रखा हुआ था. LFG was a foundation where they had Bitcoin and they sold Bitcoin in order to stabilize the price of Luna. Now, how the hell will that operation be decentralized? I'm all up for decentralization. I'm not a big proponent of centralization. There are few occasions where you require centralization initially in order to bootstrap the protocol. But the end goal is to be decentralized. With Luna, that wasn't the case. It was very centralized. Give me an example of a protocol which was sufficiently decentralized, had a good product market fit, and then we can discuss it. It produced more utility than took away, right? So, abhi aap dekho Aave. It's been operation for 3 years. People in a decentralized way can do lending, borrowing. आप कोई भी बंदा जाके वहाँ पे लोन लेना है, आप लोन लो. आपको अपने अकाउंट्स पे पैसे लिखने हैं, आप रखो. Uniswap, you can go and trade all the crypto assets there without a middle person involved. It has been operation for 3 years. Nobody controls it. SEC पीछे पड़ गए, but even they can't control it. So you have all of these projects where जो founder भी था वो अपना wallet जला देता था. Like I have no association with this. This is this is decentralized. Let the community decide through their tokens.
तो आपने जो algorithm की बात की थी, isn't that also prone to attacks? Because the idea is also कि Luna पे कुछ लोगों ने attack करके गिराया है.
I don't think there was an attack. It was bank run. There was a bank run. जैसे 2008 में bank run हुआ था. People were like 20% interest. Let's go LFG. Let's put money in Luna. And then when they saw the Luna price is going down, they started fearing that what if they put their money 20% there, but what if within few minutes or few days that money is no longer there? So they got scared. They took their money out. When they took the money out, there was a death spiral and.
So but वही ना कराची स्टॉक वाली बात कि अगर अकील करीम डैडी एक स्टॉक का 20% ओन करते हैं, वो सुबह उठे हैं बोलें यार मैंने प्राइस नीचे गिरानी है, वो 10% बेच दें, मार्केट की फट गई, बाकी जो 80% होंगे, वैसे तो डिसेंट्रलाइज है, सब ओन करते हैं, बट 80% देखेगा कि यार ये तो गिरती जा रही है प्राइस, उधर पैनिक आएगा, वो भी बेचना शुरू कर देंगे.
That was the case with Luna.
That's what I'm saying. So
it's there are ways to check it though. Like on chain आप check कर सकते हो who are the holders. So in case of stock market, nobody knows. Okay, अकील के पास 20% of shares हैं, उसने किसी से रातों रात खरीद लिए. But on blockchain, everything is on chain. If you suspect this is the case, you can avoid it, right? Like to a trained eye, you can avoid it. Okay, this wallet has 20% of token. If something happens, I'm dead. The reason why I don't like XRP, like I think there are a few people who control more than 30-40% of the protocol. So if they want, they can sell it the other day. Even for that matter, Dogecoin, Elon Musk, he owns a lot of it. उसको कुत्ते पे गुस्सा आया, उसने भेज दिया. या उसको
पड़ोसियों के बारे में आपकी क्या राय है? Polygon Matic, good?
I love it. I love it. मैंने संदीप का इंटरव्यू भी लिया था, पॉडकास्ट पे उसको बुलाया था. He's a polymath. He's a genius. He knows how to do BD. And yeah, I think it's an amazing protocol. And at Tokenomics, we loved it. At Animoca brands, we still love it. In both the cases, they were early investors. And what's great about Polygon is they're leveraging Ethereum to its fullest. Ethereum के ऊपर 7-8 different blockchains बना रहे हैं. So it's like a high beta play. Stock में beta होता है कि let's say stock 1% ऊपर गई, आपका stock कितने % ऊपर जा रहा है. I feel like it's similar in this case. It's a very high beta कि let's say अगर Ethereum 1% ऊपर जाएगा, Polygon has ability to go 5-6% high because they have 7 blockchains being built. Again, very strong team. Personally, a big fan. Again, not financial advice. I also have a big pack of Polygon.
कोई भी फाइनेंशियल एडवाइस नहीं है इस पॉडकास्ट पे. क्या होते हैं क्राइटेरिया? क्या हम लाइक यार ये प्रोजेक्ट अच्छा है, ये प्रोजेक्ट ज़रा रिस्की है? एक तो आपने डिसेंट्रलाइज बोल दिया, एक तो आपने बोल दिया कि नॉट वन एंटिटी ओन्स अ ह्यूज चंक. व्हाट आर सम अदर थिंग्स?
Again, depends on the life cycle of investment. Are you doing early? Yeah. Are you doing investments which are listed already? I prefer early investing.
But most लोग जो देख रहे हैं वो Binance खोलेंगे तो वो early तो नहीं है.
अच्छा, so in that case, your first area should be, don't go on YouTube. Don't go and search what will Binance do in 2023. Don't do that. First thing you should do is open up Google and start searching about the coin. First place, read the white paper. See if you resonate with the white paper, if it makes sense. Second thing, look at the competitors. Competitors अगर 10 अरब का है और आपका ये coin 1 अरब का है, there is a chance that it can do 10x if it does what it's actually implying that they'll do. So look at the competitors, look at the white paper. One thing a lot of people get wrong in this space is that they don't understand valuation. So equity या macro के background से आए, they're very savvy in this regard. So even when I came into crypto, even internally in my firm, people thought valuation, fully diluted valuation was a meme. And everything was doing 50x, 60x. At that moment, it was a meme. But in long run, it matters. So look at the market cap. If there is a project that is 100 billion, there is बहुत कम chance है कि उससे ऊपर जाए. There's high likelihood that it might in fact contract. So look at valuation. After that, try to look at its tokenomics. This is my area of expertise. So tokenomics is basically what will be why with this, what are the demand drivers of this token? Token की क्या utility है? Can I use it for governance? Is it a security? Can I use it to unlock certain things? Can I use it as a product? And then look at the supply of the token. Is it decentralized? Is it centralized? over the period of time इसकी emission कैसी है कि is it 80% already in the market या 2 साल बाद 80% आएगा. जब 80% token market में 2 साल बाद आएगा, whatever you're holding you're going to be dumped. Token की बरसात होगी. So all of these things also matter. So just to summarize 3 things: white paper, competitors and tokenomics.
और अगर मेरे जैसा जाहिल आदमी देख रहा हो तो ये तो आपने पढ़े लिखे लोगों के लिए बोला है ना. मेरे जैसा आदमी बाइनेंस खोलता है तो मैं क्या देखूं?
Again, not financial advice. L1s देख लो. L1s उसका ये thesis है, L1s as in Polygon, Avalanche, Solana, Etherium, Cosmos, these type of protocols. उसके ऊपर सारे projects बनेंगे. So this is the decentralized layer of internet, I would say. उसके ऊपर सारे project बन रहे हैं. So you don't need to know what's the next trend. It could be Metaverse, it could be fashion, it could be gaming, it could be NFTs, it could be, I don't know, securities. जो उसके ऊपर बनेगा, they'll have to hold value in the native token, L1. They also have to use that L1 token for transaction fees, gas fees. And a lot of projects will also hold those tokens for liquidity. For example, मैं Uniswap पे अपना token launch करता हूँ. Let's say I launch Shehzad token. In order for Shehzad token to have a price, I need to make a pool with the Ethereum token. So people can come and buy or sell the token within that pool. So even for that matter, you need Ethereum. So buy L1s because it provides you index level exposure to the whole space. उसके ऊपर जो बन रहा है, you don't have to worry about which trend is next or not. But one downside is everybody knows this, so it's slightly more expensive. If you look at top 50 protocol, majority of them are L1s. So I think long term L1 is the way forward.
आप based on what you're saying, तो Ethereum में लोगों को पैसे लगाने चाहिए, लेकिन Bitcoin maximalists भी होते हैं. So ये Bitcoin Ethereum debate जो है, क्या है आपकी राय? मेसी रोनाल्डो हो गया ये तो.
Yeah, Bitcoin is not smart. It's a reliable, like Nokia के phone की तरह. आप गिराओगे टूटेगा नहीं. It's decentralized, very very decentralized. इतना ज़्यादा decentralized है कि it's not optimizing for performance. On the other hand, I would say Ethereum is decentralized enough कि आगे उसकी जो marginal benefit है और decentralization का it's not there, and that's the one difference. So Ethereum is slightly more scalable versus Bitcoin. The second biggest thing is Ethereum के ऊपर internet बन रहा है. Like you can do interesting application. You can start betting market. You can have a crypto toy. You can have NFTs. Bitcoin के ऊपर आप ये नहीं कर सकते. Bitcoin is like gold. आप लेके रख दो. In case there is a monetary Armageddon, आपका Bitcoin will go up in price. So the mental model I use is Bitcoin is more equivalent to a digital gold. Ethereum is more like digital oil. Now both have its use cases.
Merge का क्या सीन है अभी जो ये Ethereum merge
हो गया, उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. हो गया. It's just more environmentally friendlier now. It doesn't require electricity consumption in order to secure the network. In fact, I would say थोड़ी सी inequalities उससे होगी. All the people who already have Ethereum, they can stake it in order to secure the network. When they're securing the network, they'll earn 6-7% yield in native Ethereum token. So yeah, that is it. I think उसके बाद भी they have a roadmap that includes purge, पता नहीं क्या. उसमें it will start becoming more faster, more scalable, and going towards a vision of internet computer.
So ये some financial, not मैं नहीं दे रहा, मुझे किसी ने दी कि क्रिप्टो तब खरीदो when nobody is talking about crypto. So when everybody is talking about crypto, अभी तो क्या बिटकॉइन कोई 60,000 था, इथेरियम कोई 4,000 था, एंड आई थिंक राइट नाउ कोई 20,000 है बिटकॉइन और इथेरियम कोई 1,200 है, एंड नोबडी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट देम. तो गुड टाइम टू बाय.
Yes. So when we say buy, the best mental model is discount cost average. Every month you have a certain allocation, आपकी salary की या whatever investments you have, and just dollar cost average over the period of time. Never go out there and buy it outright. This is a very volatile market. Last time we spoke, it was 4,600. Right now it's 1,200, 1,300. In between, it went to 3,000 again. So it's a very volatile market. Just discount cost average. Yeah, I think that's the best strategy. Even I do that. Nobody, like if somebody comes and tells you, okay, कल तो इतने का होगा, चुतिया बना रहा है.
तो ये अभी जो लेटेस्ट क्रैश है, ये जस्ट इन जनरल दुनिया भर में इन्फ्लेशन हो गई है, लोगों ने पैसे निकाल दिए हैं लूना की क्रैश की वजह से, ट्रस्ट उठ गया है.
I think उससे ज़्यादा जो बड़ा factor था, that was macro conditions in the world, like Fed hiking rate very aggressively. उससे सिर्फ not crypto, all the growth stories, all the growth equity, all the VC funding evaporated, and because of that, given crypto is along the more volatile asset, it suffered more, and I would say Luna का जो crisis भी आया, it was a side effect of Fed hiking. उसकी वजह से लोग डर गए.
पहले कहा जाता था कि बिटकॉइन इज सिक्योरिटी अगेंस्ट मार्केट कंडीशंस ये वो, बट अब लोग कह रहे हैं कि बिटकॉइन और क्रिप्टो मार्केट जिस तरह ट्रैक कर रही है उसी तरह जिस तरह स्टॉक मार्केट ट्रैक करती है, ऑलमोस्ट 1-to-1 ट्रैक कर रही है. तो what does that prove?
Yeah, that thesis didn't play out, but sometimes what happens in financial market is nothing is happening and everything happens together. I think for Bitcoin thesis to play out, we need proper collapse of economies, like situation we see in Venezuela. So when that situation starts happening, like I think we're pretty close. If I'm not gonna lie, I think the way US dollar is appreciating, and it shouldn't appreciate because वो deficit run कर रहे हैं, and the deficit is humongous. They printed money. They did fiscal stimulus, and still dollar is strengthening against all the economies. That is literally a recipe where there will be few economies that stand up and say, you know what, we don't want anything to do with dollar. We don't accept dollar. I think
they will get some democracy then, na? अगर वो ये करेंगे.
IMF के लोन नहीं मिलेंगे. सेल्वाडोर ने हटा दिया, बेचारों ने 55,000 का था, 50,000 का था बिटकॉइन. देन दे वर लाइक लेट्स गेट रिड ऑफ डॉलर, लेट्स गेट बिटकॉइन. अब वो 20 का है. सो दे इवन गॉट इम्पैक्टेड. उनको IMF ने लोन देने से भी मना कर दिया. बोला लाइक
बना रहे हो क्रिप्टो सिटी भी तो बना रहे हो बेचारे. I don't know what will happen around the world, but खादिम की थ्योरी जो है वो हमने बड़ा मजाक उड़ाया है, बट आई थिंक US इसी पे चलता है कि जब हमारे पास पैसे होंगे तब देंगे, नहीं दिया तो लो जी फिर गौरी आया. आई थिंक आप जो कहते हैं what backs the US dollar, nothing. The US military backs the US dollar,
and also soft power like Hollywood.
But hard power ज़्यादा है ना यार. वो तो I mean the military exists, so the dollar will always have value because उनकी military इतनी strong है.
Yes, military, थोड़ा सा technology, and yeah, Hollywood.
Metaverse क्या है?
Even I don't know.
Well done.
I think Metaverse will be the next generation of internet. More interactive internet. Internet where we can do crazy stuff. So for example, मैं आपके साथ यहाँ पे बैठा हूँ, and if we want to launch a DAO together, we can literally with one signature.
आपका बड़ा मूड है कोई पाकिस्तान एक्सपीरियंस DAO लॉन्च करने का. आते हैं कि DAO होता क्या, but Metaverse continue.
Yeah, so we can discuss that later. So Metaverse, anything which has a money layer on top of internet, and it's more interactive in nature. Like I can feel things, experience things in a unique way. I think that's what Metaverse is. I think the gamers here, they're already living in a Metaverse. Like if you have experienced high fidelity games, you have kind of got the touch of Metaverse anyways. But now this will be in a more social setting, and also the fact that you'll be able to own assets. I think this is the number one factor. Ability to own assets within internet. I think that is where Metaverse gets unlocked. Right now, I cannot own a meme in internet. Nobody can own a meme in internet, but having the ability to own internet, or not own internet, sorry, own the meme, own assets, to lending, borrowing, जो हम financial sector की चीजें outside of internet करते हैं, we bring all of this on internet, and world becomes a more weird, funny, fun place. I think that's what
the non-capitalistic model of the internet better, where nobody owns anything, everybody is sharing freely. काजा पे MP3s एक दूसरे से डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं P2P. Wasn't that better than now being like ये रियल एस्टेट इसका है, ये रियल एस्टेट इसका है, इसमें इधर अभी पार्टी हो रही है, इधर जाने के लिए मुझे टिकट चाहिए.
I think as long as humans are there, there will always be social signaling. People will still prefer to like own things and show off. At least that's my theory. But to be fair, like that model is not getting disrupted anyways. Like you can still share stuff, but it's that, let's say, kaun si meme thi, friendship wali meme. Like you can still copy paste it, you can still share it, still consume content and have fun, but there'll be one person who just owns that and tries to speculate that okay 5 साल बाद ये $1 million की होगी.
बट अगर मेटावर्स प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं और आप मेटावर्स में एग्जिस्ट करते हो, जिस तरह रादर देन लॉगिंग इनटू फेसबुक आपने VR गॉगल्स पहन के चल रहे हो मेटावर्स की एक फेसबुक स्ट्रीट पर, isn't it much harder to then openly share because people will own shit and वो करना मुश्किल हो जाएगा as opposed to you just putting something up on your timeline on Facebook, Insta or Twitter?
You're absolutely right. That's why.
तो होगा तो आप कह रहे हैं ये तो होगा. I agree. But why is it being sold to us as a better world? It's not.
This is where the crypto comes in, right? Like we don't want Facebook a metaverse because if Facebook has a metaverse, they'll do what they did with Facebook. They'll try to own your data, try to milk you, and they're already milking. By the way, Oculus में 50%. Like if you make a game or if you make an app on Oculus, आप बना रहे हो, आप मेहनत कर रहे हो, आप बेच रहे हो. Facebook sits in the middle, takes 50% commission. So the whole idea of metaverse, in my opinion, where people not only can own asset, share asset, but it's decentralized and no one entity can own it. I think that's also very important. Facebook with its Oculus is trying to be like, okay, मेरा metaverse. I don't think that.
But होगा यही नहीं कि जो सारी बड़ी entities हैं, आप everything that you're riling up against these Facebook fangs of the world जो आपने बोला था, होगा तो यही. अगर Facebook अपना metaverse बनाता है, that'll be much bigger than you and me making a metaverse. The idea कि आप और मैं बना के Facebook से compete कर सकते हैं.
I think that's happening. I think apart from Facebook, the other big entities are not investing that much money. Facebook is still investing. बहुत ज़्यादा दार.
उनके पास है ही इतना ज़्यादा.
But I think there are a lot of other projects that have a lot of money and are starting from like scratch. And they're either teaming up to do that. Even if let's say Facebook owns their own world, their assets there, I'm 100% sure Facebook will not be like, okay, yeah, assets we made. Because we're already seeing that with Instagram and Facebook. They've launched NFTs, and those NFTs will be picked from the blockchain itself. So even if Facebook somehow controls a metaverse, which I highly doubt there will be one metaverse, there will be many.
But there'll be some that everybody uses, right? Well, many भले 50,000 हो.
Yes.
But even like with games, obviously everybody has a game. But main जो दुनिया भर में खेले जा रहे हैं वो तो 4-5 ही है ना. अगर World of Warcraft है, I'm sure there are millions of games like World of Warcraft जिनकी अपनी niche audience होगी. But दुनिया में तो सब World of Warcraft ही खेल रहे हैं.
हाँ, so this is very interesting. So let's say if we have a game which has crypto elements, World of Warcraft जैसी, I think that will be very powerful and will do equally well. So in crypto gaming, what happens is जो developer है, they don't own the game. The player, by playing the game, unlocks things, gets the token, and because of that, eventually becomes the owner of the network. And then उसकी मर्जी होती है by voting, okay, World of Warcraft में पाकिस्तान का मैप लाना है. Everybody pulls in together, sends a proposal, votes on a proposal, and it gets implemented. So I think that's another reason why crypto, Web3 makes sense, because it tries to give power back to the player. And if you look at it, player is the one who creates a network effect within the game. So I still think crypto will have a massive role to play in gaming. Now, when it comes to metaverse, I think this is very interesting, because if Facebook owns it, yeah, I don't know what will happen. I think regulation उस तरफ भी आ सकती है.
जो हम बेचने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि ये तो डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड है, वो फिर वो Facebook ओन करेगा, वो तो सारी theories पिघल जाती हैं ना.
Yeah. So there will be another metaverse that will try to compete with Facebook. So जैसे Apple Store है, तो now you have a competitor in terms of Play Store. Apple Store used to charge 35% because of Play Store. Now it charges 30%. So you'll see those.
Still there too.
Yeah, they do.
It's not like Mehdi Store से ज़्यादा store compete कर सकता है. लोगों की बहुत ज़्यादा सवाल थे. मेहदी फारूक, हम खो गए मेरे सवाल. Sorry. Clearly, it's too early in the morning for us to do this. Question for Mehdi Farooq. Is crypto as a profession or trade always going to be risky, or are there sustainable ways to work in the ecosystem? मुझसे पूछ लेते हैं. हाँ, next.
Yeah, it is a risky venture. When Etherium collapsed, I was also let go from my earlier job, because if you run out of dry powder, some decision have to be taken. However, I also feel it's the most lucrative one. I don't see any other profession that pays that handsomely and gives you the ability to work remotely wherever you want to work from.
Way to start on crypto while having funds, like doing investment on altcoins or bigger ones. How to get rid of FOMO. तो आपने अब्दुल हनान साहब ऐसे ही लिख दिया है. How can crypto be possibly the solution to paper money issues like theft or dollar rupee conversions? और पाकिस्तान का भी पूछेगा कि how can crypto be easily legalized here. ये तो पूरी एक और podcast है, but चलें.
If you have a wallet, whatever is in your wallet, it's yours. You are the custodian of it, so there isn't any issue with regards to theft, unless आप अपना seed भूल जाओ. If you forget your seed, that has happened to me, by the way, you'll lose your money because you are your own bank.
Legalize कैसे होगा पाकिस्तान में?
Don't know. Yeah, I don't think the whole administration in US knows. It will be very tough to say कि पाकिस्तान में कैसे होगा, दुनिया भर में कैसे होगा. But I do think regulations will come. The first area of regulation will be stablecoins because what happened with Luna, and the second one would be DeFi, decentralized finance, because that's where the majority of the stakeholders are. Good stuff for gamers and NFT folks is that area will still be isolated for next 2-3 years, so you can still be a degen.
Is Pakistan a good market for CBDCs instead of paper currency?
I think CBDC is a horrible idea. Like personally, I think I'm more along the lines of libertarian.
लोगों को बता भी देना क्या है CBDC.
So CBDC is central bank digital currency, उनकी backed digital currency. So instead of having a rupee, you have a rupee which is in the form of a crypto. It's in your wallet. But the problem with this is central bank can govern you properly. Like they know आपका transaction कहाँ से कहाँ जा रहा है. The good thing is some of the issues we face as a country, like money laundering and all tax evasion, that will be handled very well because government will have a trail कि कहाँ से कहाँ गया. Central bank can also increase or decrease interest rate simultaneously, instantaneously. But then your privacy, you don't have any privacy. Even if you go and buy something from a lingerie shop, your central bank will know that you did that.
What the hell Luna is doing?
Yeah, I don't think right now it's not the time to either invest in Luna or its derivatives like Luna Classic.
अभी तो उसके I think Interpol ने red warrant भी issue कर दिया है ना?
I think so.
Decoin का.
Yeah, this is the funny part. Like, I think this only happens in crypto. Interpol इसके पीछे लगी है. He's shit posting on Twitter. Like nothing has happened.
Crypto have any future? I think no. If quantum computer is coming, I think investment and currency investment is evergreen. चल श्याम भाई आपकी राय है.
Yeah, quantum computer. I think a lot of the new protocols, they are quantum resistant or working towards that. Bitcoin and Ethereum at the moment are not because they have massive communities behind them and it's very difficult to get changes made. But I think in next few years, Ethereum to zero knowledge proof पे आ जाएगा and that will be quantum resistant.
Damn, ये तो वाकई रिस्क है. अगर आप कह रहे हैं कि quantum computing
if it comes down tomorrow, if somebody invents or there is progression in quantum computing in next 1 year,
which तो होगा ही होगा ना.
There's a time. There's
साल में नहीं हुआ, 2 साल में, 3 साल होना तो है ना.
So Bitcoin is gone. Ethereum is gone. However, there are a lot of zero knowledge proof solutions, L1s. I think they'll be fine.
5 coins for long-term investment.
Not financial advice, all L1s. My personal portfolio includes Solana, Ethereum, Matic, Avalanche, थोड़ा सा Polkadot.
Near के बारे में क्या ख्याल है आपका?
I love Near as well.
मुझे अच्छा लगता है. When's the next pump? LOL.
When Fed starts cutting rates.
How can we really benefit from crypto revolution unlike current speculative buying, selling Bitcoin, Ethereum and treating them as assets?
It will take a decade or so.
बड़ा टाइम है यानी. Why is Bitcoin crashing so often? Does it have a practical use in the future or other coins will emerge and make Bitcoin obsolete?
In essence, Bitcoin in itself doesn't have practical use case. Applications around it, there is a thing called Lightning Network, which you can use Bitcoin for payments peer-to-peer in a cheap way. But Bitcoin in itself is gold.
How to invest in crypto from Pakistan? Can't find a proper platform that would be legal. Only P2P buying options. Please elaborate on this.
Yeah, I think I'm not aware how to do that.
Yeah, P2P Binance पे आप P2P पे खरीदें USDT.
Yeah, I'm assuming there will be also a lot of commission. 2-3% देने पड़ेंगे आपको.
पता नहीं भाई, मैं तो इलीगल काम करता नहीं हूँ, बट आई नो P2P आप खरीदें USDT और फिर USDT से जो आपने खरीदे आप खरीद लें. Bitcoin is now stuck at resistance around 19K. Are we seeing a high pump more than 50K after some months? सब बेचारे मेरे ख्याल से जो इन्वेस्ट करके बैठे हैं ना, they're all like भाई बता दे खुदा का वास्ता है कि कब जान छूटेगी हमारी इस क्रैश से.
Yeah, not sure. Not sure.
Crypto is decentralized, but blockchain exchanges like Binance or some other exchanges are centralized and sell people's data to companies and governments. What are his thoughts about that? Ab bataye na.
Very good point. I think this is a very good question.
Thank you, Ahmed.
So Binance, Qcoin, FTX, all of these centralized exchange are involved in some malicious practices like front running. So let's say आप order place करते हैं, आपसे पहले एक bot order place करके आपको 1-2% या 1-2 basis point आपसे भी कमा लेते हैं वो लोग. Again, the solution is try and use decentralized platforms. So Uniswap is one where you can do buying and selling of cryptocurrencies. But even in that case, you still need a fiat on-ramp. I think once we have more regulation, what will happen, at least this is how I envision, your local bank will allow you to do a on-ramp. So let's say convert your dollar or Pakistani rupees into a Pakistani stable coin or US stable coin. And with that stable coin, you can buy stuff on a decentralized exchange.
Ask him to guide us from where we get the material to learn trading.
Worst person to ask about trading. If you want to learn about investing, I would just say, just become a degen, like start reading white paper, start being active on Twitter. Crypto Twitter is the way forward in this space because it's still very nascent, and
it's also very toxic.
Crypto Twitter, yes, it is. If you don't belong to a particular tribe, yeah, it becomes messy.
वो तो एक दूसरे के पीछे ही पड़ जाते हैं यार, बहुत अटैक करते हैं एक दूसरे को.
Yeah, this was the funny part. So when I started my Twitter account, let's say the coins I liked, like let's say I like Near, मैं Near की तारीफ की, all the community members started following me, starting saying good things about Etherium. उनकी community अच्छा बोलने लगा. 6-7 communities के बारे में आप अच्छी बातें करो, like you start getting followers. Say bad thing to one community and yeah, the reverse happens.
और सब पे DMs में घुस जाते हैं, and then you're like माफ कर दो मुझे खुदा का वास्ता है. Whatever happened to NFT hype? Is there any future for it? Meta was promoting it like anything. हमने discuss कर लिया mainly.
Yes.
The Ethereum merge is a network update to transition Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake consensus mechanism. There is an expected 99% reduction in energy costs associated with processing Ethereum transactions. Can Bitcoin do the same? No. ये तो मुझे भी पता था यार. What is the real future of cryptocurrency in light of global hyperinflation, recession, and overall of fiat currencies across the globe losing their value?
I think if this environment stays, a lot of crypto projects will die. A lot of payment token which have good utility might start getting more adoption. So I can see in this type of environment, if it continues for 2-3 years, a lot of projects will die. But Bitcoin, Ethereum people might start using them as an alternative to currency to basically get by. Bitcoin in this scenario could be very interesting.
Impact of cryptocurrency mining on the environment?
Very bad.
तो क्या करें फिर?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, gold mining is bad. Bitcoin mining is bad. Don't buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum. I prefer Ethereum.
But Bitcoin mining is bad for the environment because it uses electricity, right? So if they're using solar या wind, तो वो problem solve नहीं हो जाता?
हाँ, हो जाता है. Nuclear से भी हो जाता है. मगर it's like, as humans, we always have incentive to go towards the lowest cost source. If those are cheaper, people will use it. If those are not cheaper, people will still continue using.
So it's not like intrinsically Bitcoin mining is bad for the environment.
Yes.
Power generation is bad for the environment.
Yes.
तो मुझे लगता है थोड़ा एजेंडा के तहत भी बोला जाता है कि जितनी गालियाँ दी जाती हैं.
Yes, I think critic wants to find a reason and then they'll use this as one of the reasons.
Wanted to know his thoughts on the new AMM liquidity book on Trader Joe.
like Trader Joe, there are a lot of innovations happening on automated market making side. Trader Joe is, I like the team. It's one of the good projects on Avalanche, and I think they'll continue improving on that.
सवाल तो हो गए लोगों के. डाओ आप करे जा रहे हैं, हमने ट्विटर पे भी डाओ कर दिया. क्या है जी ये डाओ मेडिकल कॉलेज?
So DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. Since I work in tokenomics, all I do throughout the rest of my day.
तन्मय भट्ट ने भी डाओ लॉन्च किया हुआ है.
किसने?
तन्मय भट्ट. Okay.
So with the DAO, the idea was Pakistan experience becoming a decentralized protocol where people have tokens, and with those tokens they decide which guest to get, like just guest को लाना है, they vote on that. Show की duration भी they decide, like 40 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes. Of course, initially तो 60% आपके पास होंगे token.
मेरे से control लेना चाहते हैं ज़ारा.
And the idea is whatever, I don't know about the monetization model, but let's say if there is any monetization, let's say in terms of merchandise or in terms of sponsorship or in terms of ads, वो जो revenue है, that goes to the treasury. The treasury belongs to the token holder. So that is basically in essence a DAO where people can, in a democratic way, vote which guest to bring, what's the duration, what topic to speak about. The funny thing about DAO is when these type of structure happen, people actually, since they get invested monetarily, they bring ideas and they bring business to the DAO, to the protocol, because they know, let's say if they've spent hundreds of dollars, thousands of rupees to buy Shehzad ka Pakistani Experience token, they want to make sure that token over the period of time goes up in value. So this is a very vanilla basic example of how DAO works. So it could be like a podcast DAO, where let's say hypothetically if you're bringing crypto projects, you get some token allocation after the podcast, and those token allocations are distributed to
आपको मैं ज़रा एक आइडिया दूँ, आप किससे बात कर रहे हैं. मुझे महीनों से लोग बोल रहे हैं तुम डिस्कॉर्ड सर्वर बना लो. आई लाइक कसम खुदा की मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. देन व्हाट सम पर्सन हु लिसन्स टू द पॉडकास्ट डिड वाज दे मेड द डिस्कॉर्ड सर्वर एंड दे सेड ये लो लिंक, जस्ट टेक इट ओवर फ्रॉम अस. मैंने वो भी नहीं किया अब तक.
Yeah, that's the beauty. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to record the shows and just listen to the people, and community can make the Discord channel and things like that. And you can also make those Discord channel token gated. So anybody who has those tokens.
अच्छा खासा फ्री में पूरी दुनिया को मैं सब कुछ दे रहा हूँ, आप हर चीज़ में कैपिटलिज्म लाना चाह रहे हैं.
I mean, yeah, there are few ways to think about it. If you want to monetize it, or if you want to kind of empower your community, the existing community, in order to do something.
तो ऐसे कोई मुझे बोलते हैं इस गेस्ट को बुला ले, मैं बुला लेता हूँ 1-to-1 ही. लिटरली पीपल आर रिक्वेस्ट फॉर समबडी, अनलेस ऑब्वियसली वो कोई बहुत ही तारिक फतेह को बुला लें. हम लाइक यार खुदा का खौफ करो, बट पता चले कि टोकन्स अपने दे दिए एंड देन दिस ट्रोल एंड आई एम लाइक मैं नहीं बुला रहा. आई डोंट वांट टू डिमीन or belittle what my podcast is.
That's the risk.
So I think DAOs mostly work with venture capitalist wala model, no?
Not necessarily. There was a Constitution DAO that they wanted to buy Constitution in America. They pulled in money together and they were like, let's buy it. There are very funky things happening. So what this DAO would be, it would be a service DAO. So in crypto, I'm advising few media companies that wants to operate as a DAO, where what they can do is, let's say crypto projects ko podcast pe le aaye and make videos on a particular crypto projects. They give their token for free to the host of the show, and the host of the show puts that in treasury, and treasury belongs to all the token holders in proportion to what token they hold, like uske amount. So I think that's the basic.
मैं बताता हूँ क्या करते हैं. हर पॉडकास्ट को एक बनाते हैं NFT.
Yes, you can also do that.
And somebody can own that audio. Somebody can be like ये मेहदी वाली जो पॉडकास्ट है ना, ये मैं ओन करता हूँ, कर ले यार. ये हो सकता है. You can do two things, right? NFTs for So I know you're not on Discord, but let's say NFT gated Discord. Like if you want to be on Shehzad's Discord, you have to own an NFT. The second would be every show sold as NFT. उसका जो revenue है goes to the treasury, और उसका secondary revenue, let's say somebody else bought the NFT and उससे किसी और ने लिया, all the royalty streams till perpetuity
goes back to the treasury. So that is also doable. I don't think मेरी NFT तो तीन ही चलेगी, but if you get a bigger guest, maybe, I don't know, maybe Imran Khan.
हाँ, CA, but the guest also has to agree ना. पूरी community बोले इमरान खान को बुला दे, इमरान खान बोले मैं नहीं आ रहा. तो फिर
yeah, so if you get the guest, since you own the audio, you can sell it as
this is what I should do. Be like अच्छा यार, अगर आपको कोई guest चाहिए, आपको आतिफ असलम चाहिए, आतिफ असलम मुझे बोल रहा है 10 लाख रुपए दे दे, मैं बोल नहीं रहा, मैं ऐसे guess कर रहा हूँ, तो आप करें, कम्युनिटी रेस करें. If you want to see आतिफ असलम on the podcast, 10 लाख रेस करें और दे दें उसको. इस तरह का कुछ हो सकता है.
ऐसा होता है कि आने से पहले
नहीं, आज तक किसी गेस्ट ने, I have to be honest, no guest ever. मैंने ये सोचा है कौन होगा जो सबसे पहला होगा, but I think it's quite, I mean, it's also really good for the guest, right? Even जो बड़े guest आए हैं, it's been great. I'm coming on the podcast has been great for them. So it's a pretty mutually beneficial thing.
Yes. मैंने भी खुद start किया था. I was surprised that like you reach out to people, like they're very responsive. Even if they have a name in the industry, I think it's just human incentive, right? Like it's a win-win for everyone. And
कुछ रह गई हैं बातें मेरी जो हमने नहीं की, कुछ आपको लगता है important चीज़ें हैं जो ये लोगों को सुनने की ज़रूरत है?
I think we covered a lot of ground. Maybe next time we can talk about metaverse fashion, horse breeding and things like that.
ये आपको बहुत कर ले, अभी कर ले, because अभी आप इन स्टूडियो आए हुए हैं तो we'll have it on proper cameras, कर ले.
Yeah, I think future of fashion, I personally think will be digital. Like if
क्या मतलब आप छोटे छोटे कपड़े
अबे
ये जो चल रही है ना रैंप नाड़ा, इसका मैं ओन करता हूँ इसके.
So idea is, I don't know how much you spend in front of a screen. I spend 15-16 hours, 14 hours on like straight up. So I feel in terms of social identity, in terms of what clothes to wear, I think there will be incentive for people to wear them digitally. Like let's say I have games में तो होता है Fortnite में you own costumes, you own skins, so you wear them. Now I'm just thinking about it, right? So
मैं तो ये नंगा रिकॉर्ड करता हूँ, ये पोस्ट में ये जो कपड़े आपको नजर आ रहे हैं, ये पोस्ट में अब्दुल्ला मेरे पे लगाता है.
Yeah, so
डिजिटल कॉस्ट्यूम है ये.
So Shehzad, like अगर कितने सारे कपड़े आपको पसंद हो मगर it's very uncomfortable to wear because it's just too uncomfortable to wear. I think we don't have that problem in digitally. आप कोई सा भी आप शीशे के कपड़े पहन लो, like there is no problem because there is no issue with the fabric, there is nothing as such. If you think about it, you can even rent out your clothes. So हम branded clothes की बात करते हैं, like let's say you buy very very expensive tier 1 brands, you can't do anything with it physically, but in Metaverse you can rent it out.
मैं तो एक अरबानी का सूट ले लूँ और फिर मैं मेटावर्स में उसको रेंट पे चढ़ा दूँ, ये कह रहे हैं?
Yes. And also, if you think about it, there is no deterioration. Like physically, हम पहनते हैं कपड़े खराब होते हैं. There's no wear and tear. So I think because of these reasons, and you can also convert them into NFTs, और जो designer है, they get royalty streams throughout the life cycle of the fashion. I think I think it will be very disruptive.
और हॉर्स ब्रीडिंग का भी है कि आप घोड़े का हिस्सा, अबे इसका लिवर मेरा है. इसी तरह है ना?
Yes, so there are few protocols out there. एक है Zedrun, उसमें आप like digital algorithmic horse खरीदते हैं, उसकी ब्रीडिंग करते हैं, उसके जो बच्चे हैं वो आप रख सकते हैं, बेच सकते हैं, रेंट कर सकते हैं, and you can also race the horse. If the horse wins, you earn in crypto. And उसके अलावा there are also these things called phygital. So there is a real life horse. There is a replica of that horse in terms of NFT, and you can fractionalize the NFT. You can make 100 NFTs. उससे risk कम हो जाता है. Like
प्लेटो ने जो World of Ideals बनाया था, वो NFTs में हम बना रहे हैं. अल्लाह माफ करे.
So let's say horses are very expensive to buy, right? Like you can't buy outright. Risk है कि चलते चलते इसकी टांग टूट जाए या रेस हार जाए या he's important जो भी है. By fractionalizing those horses or horse, you can de-risk this. Also, आप उसकी पूरी हेयरलाइन जो उसकी पूरी जेनेटिक्स हैं, आप उसको ब्लॉकचेन पे ला सकते हैं. तो फॉर एग्जांपल उसका जो बड़ा भाई है, if he starts winning races, automatically the NFT price of this horse will go up in value because वो same genes है उसमें, तो the potential of this horse winning races. So I think that's also a very interesting area, and this can also be said about cars and digital real estate or anything which is an asset in real life, can be turned into NFTs, fractionalized, and then sold off.
कुछ मुझे समझ नहीं आई ये चीज़ें, अगर जिन जिनको समझ में आ गई हैं, थैंक यू सो मच. एक्चुअली आई एम किडिंग, मुझे समझ में आ गई है. यू नो आई एम क्वाइट इंटरेस्टेड इन क्रिप्टो, बट आई थिंक दिस वाज इंपॉर्टेंट टू सिंप्लीफाई अ लॉट ऑफ दीज आइडियाज.
I hope I simplified it. Last time मैं थोड़ा सा
आज से हमने कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बात की, इसलिए मैं आज चाह रहा था कि ज़रा सिंपल हो जाए, लोगों को थोड़ा समझ में आ जाए. एंड आई थिंक बियॉन्ड बिटकॉइन की प्राइस अब क्या हो गई है, जो टेक्नोलॉजी है उसको समझने की ज़रूरत है. सो आई अप्रिशिएट यू कमिंग ऑन बिकॉज यू टॉक अबाउट द टेक्नोलॉजी एंड यू एक्चुअली आर studying it as well. So thank you so much, Mehdi Farooq, with this morning and everything that you've told us. And as always, thank you so much for listening. आप लोग अगर चाहते हैं हम कुछ टोकन NFT टाइप करें तो हमें बताएं, फिर हम मेहदी से मदद मांगते हैं और करते हैं. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Bye.